Hello, hello, hello.
Yay! We're back.
We're back for one more round.
Day 4. Day 4 of MeasureSummit 2021. Happy Friday. Happy 1st of October.
Oh, yeah.
So the 1st of October, but the final day of MeasureSummit 2021.
The month went
so we've
over
got
fast.
Chat room here. Yes, exactly. Want to make sure that everybody, what you should be seeing is day 4 on your screens. If you're not, just refresh. And you'll be able to see that, the day 4 stream is up and running. We should see day 4, our speakers on day 4 as well. We had set up the we learned our first showcase feature for Vimeo because that stream accidentally had split yesterday. So we had to create 2 different streams and do those, but it seemed like everybody figured that out in chat room. So those that joined us overnight, our time, at least my time, but during the day, your time, watch the replay. Thank you. Always a pleasure. We also got a bunch of more hunts that came through, the scavenger hunts. So we had more people put that in. So we will definitely give some prizes away for that. Also want to know your one things. So put your one things into the chat room because we will be doing some one thing prizes this hour as well.
Yeah.
And then Julian, do you want to sort of preview who we have coming up?
Anissa is already here. One thing, the water everybody's cooking with is lukewarm as mine when it comes to GA4 feels comfortable.
So true. That's so true. Yeah. We have not seen like, oh, it's like everyone's got this figured out. It's like everyone's kind of splashing around. That makes a lot of sense.
Right. Okay.
Bring back views, Google. Bring back views.
Anissa already has
the number 1 request.
One thing in there. Great. Yeah, we can definitely see what's coming up today. We have, well, this is the page. You probably have seen it. And let me get rid of this one. And then we can go over to our little presentation here for our we're doing scavenger hunt, right? Okay. Need to go back.
Scavenger hunt. Let's do scavenger hunt. We can do scavenger hunt prizes. We can do one things. This is the first hour that we sort of worked this out. So if none of you have joined us before, this is what it's like.
Let's do what's coming up because everybody should know what is coming up before we do the prizes, before the good stuff starts. So, well, the good stuff starts at day 4, and we have some amazing speakers for you yet again. And the first beginning will be Stefan Hamel, who will be talking about all the world is made of trust and pixie dust. And this is a reference, obviously, but he will be talking about the changing landscape of our privacy-centric world that we are in and really give you something to think about. Because Stefan is also known for, if you know his digital analytics maturity model, his different frameworks that he has come up with. He's really one of the thought leaders in our industry who has been in the industry for a long time and really thinks about this very deeply. So you should listen up to those. He's also the creator of many different little extensions and mainly extensions, I guess, and frameworks. So you might have heard of the DaVinci tools that he sold onto Supermetrics, one of our sponsors. You might have also heard of WASP, Web Analytics Solution Profiler, which I use still to this day, which is quite old now, but this is an extension that he started or he developed. Then we will have Michelle Kiss from Analytics Demystified, talking about effective data communication using Data Studio. So for everybody who is into Data Studio, this is your field. Then we'll go on with Michael Thuneberg from Supermetrics, the big star of the analytics world, I would say, in terms of like the small tools that existed at the beginning, and now I like these gigantic kind of things. You can still do something in the space with tools, apparently. And he'll be talking also about the future of marketing, marketing measurement, how to win in a world of data.
And specifically, that one was a lot about the structure of sort of different phases that an organization has to go through when it comes to how to handle data, because it's just a different world. It's not as simple as it once was. Julian, in fact, Julian and I, we were talking about this yesterday, kind of off camera, just about how much this has changed, because obviously our 2 companies train on this stuff all the time. And when we started, it was like Google Analytics.
Yeah.
And like that was it. And then Tag Manager, and then Data Studio, and then server side. And it just sort of ramps up, and all of a sudden there's all these other platforms that are coming in, and it is so much to this that you just have to start to rethink where you currently are, how things are organized, and more importantly, look down the road of where you probably will end up being, so you can put some things into play now to make sure that you're at where you need to be. And that's what Mikhail had talked about, which it's absolutely worth watching that one as well.
Right. And we know everything that comes from out of Finland is pure gold. So Simo showed us this yesterday, although he also crashed our stream. Too many people online.
That's what it was, right? Simo crashed Vimeo.
So we will hear from another Finn here in just a bit. And then wrapping up no, not wrapping up. Fred Pike is there. How can we forget him? He's going to talk about GA4. So for everybody who is a GA4 aficionado and wants to learn more about GA4, we had a talk from Julius already. We had a talk from Krista Seiden. And now we also have a talk from Fred Pike, who's going to talk about tracking micro-conversions in GA4. And yeah, Fred has also some cool prizes that we will show you in a second here. And then wrapping up the evening with at least the session, or wrapping up the conference session with all the sessions is Amradeep, who's going to talk about optimizing for accessibility. This might be something that people don't think about when they are looking at their website, but it's an interesting presentation where he goes through why this is important and what you can do to optimize for accessibility on your website. And then we have some surprise guests who will be joining us at the end of the evening. His name is Mercer and Julian. You might have heard of these guys. We will do a recap and a closing, and obviously a big prize giveaway as well. So if you stick around, we will announce these prizes as well soon enough, and you can participate in all of them. And what else will we do? We have a little announcement at the end, right? We are retiring from from professional video editing, from professional video streaming, and we'll become
potential. Exactly. No more live streaming for us, right?
No.
This is what makes it fun.
No more analytics streaming, but we will be going into Twitch gaming. And
hey, Julian, can you do me a favor and just verify that the stream is started?
Okay.
Because we're seeing people in chat saying that the stream is not started.
Sure. Let me see. We have Vimeo. Oh, yes. The stream hasn't started.
All right. Okay. So all of that was just us.
Anyways, we have the.
That's all right.
We have the recording on Restream, so we can upload that later on to Vimeo.
Perfect.
Whoever is joining us right now, first of all, let's do the intro again.
So, thank you, chat room. We did start on time.
This is what happens.
All right.
Yay, chat room.
Yay!
Thank you for reminding us. This was that's funny when you kind of talk to yourself. Well, Mercer's here, so we talk.
Julie and I were just having a great time.
Yeah.
We're going through all the prizes.
Yeah,
we're bantering back and forth.
Like this guy.
We're seeing chats come through with the one things, and I thought that was all working because I see all the one things. I was mentioning one things when you guys were typing in one things, so we didn't realize it wasn't.
You just missed the best part. Like we were giving away some prizes, and this Mercer guy won almost everything. So then
I got them all. That's it. I got those socks that everybody keeps wanting. The socks and the s'mores are going to be the power prizes.
All right. Now we have some activity here in the chat. Thank you for joining us once again. If you're seeing this on any other socials, you can join us over at MeasureSummit, where we have the awesome chat going on, the brain power of the chat. Who is here already? We have Zoret again. We have, well, he says nothing with refresh to type. Well, now Sasha already put.
You can see it now, right?
Barbara is here again. We have Milena. We have Anna again, and Zoret as well.
Hey.
And Fred is also. We were just talking about you, Fred.
We were just talking. We had a really great banter back and forth about Fred stuff, which nobody heard.
Yeah.
But hey, that's all right. This is what we call just rehearsal. That's all that was. Okay, now we're ready for showtime.
Now we're ready for showtime.
So let's just assume that's today's glitch. We'll get it. We could decide to get it out of the way early.
Yeah.
We're not gonna break the live stream. We're not gonna lose power. We just got rid of the glitch for day 4. Yay! Day 4's glitch is done. You know what we need next year is a little like gremlin animation or something. When that happens, we'll have it down. So thank you everybody for being here for day 4.
Yeah.
So I was mentioning earlier, it was like it's the 1st of October, but the final day for MeasureSummit.
Yeah, Fred, you might want to reconsider your business model and just sell the small kids. We do some great advertising here.
It's true.
Do an online
huge
shop
market.
and then like GA4 cookies. That would be like GA4 s'mores. That would be something like third-party cookies are not dead. Here's your s'mores. All right.
It's your s'mores.
Anyways, this this is going to be like whoever wins these s'mores. Yeah.
The new permanent Twitter handle. There you go. I love it.
Great.
All right. Well, let's go through
what is coming up today.
Let's go through what's coming up. Let's go through our speakers. We'll make sure everybody is aware who's coming up for day number 4. And I believe it's going to start with Stefan. So I'll let you. I know you would chat with Stefan.
Right. Stefan Hamel is he's an analytics consultant still. He kind of does a lot of things still in the analytics scene, but he was really the voice of analytics for a long time. Really, from a wealth of experience, he's always speaking from a authority standpoint and really one of the thought leaders in the industry. He will be talking about this privacy-centric world that we are all entering as marketers. Just like Michael Loban yesterday, we need to have a rethink of how we are handling data and what it actually all means. And he put some thesis in the space, so we have something to think about. And that is what Stefanos has been always good at. If you remember his digital analytics maturity model, which was quite popular, or is quite popular still, I still refer to it. He also built some extensions, like the Da Vinci tools, whoever's using that now, sold to Supermetrics. And we have also WASP, the Web Analytics Solution Profiler, which he first created. And so still tools, everything that I still use in my practice as a digital analyst, as a data marketing geek, comes from Stefan Hamel. So you'll be looking forward to Stefan. And next up, Mercer, you want to introduce?
Absolutely. So Michelle Kiss with Analytics Demystified. So she went through effective data communication with Data Studio. And again, this is just cool ways to think about how to actually use Data Studio to turn data from just a bunch of information, which it typically is, into an actual story, something that people are going to interact with. Because I know I have had this happen when I first started, because my design skills are not super great when it comes to Data Studio, because I don't think in terms of that. I look at the data and I kind of see the story. I'm more naturally inclined to do that. I think a lot of us are like that. But when you give it to a client or a stakeholder who's not necessarily a numbers person, they see it in a completely different way. And to them, their eyes glaze over. And then they see all these incredible reports that give them all these answers, all these insights, all these actions that maybe you and I would see, but they don't see that. And so with a couple of tweaks that Michelle went through, it was just like, oh, this is a cool trick. We could do this. And that helps communicate, So again, data turns into a story. So I think that's what Michelle had covered.
Cool. And then next up, we will proceed with a presentation from Michael Tuneberg, the CEO of Supermetrics.
And another from Helsinki, I believe, is where they are based, along with, I imagine Mikhail and Simo just like get together for coffee occasionally.
I think they never
got to, right?
Last time I talked to Simo, he was like, I don't really have much to do with them, but might be.
He probably, Simo's also, I asked him last year about how he was doing with the whole COVID thing when him and I were on a call. And he was telling me that in Finland, everyone's sort of like naturally spaced apart anyway. So they just don't get together. So I was like, it's fine. But Mikhail went through the future of marketing measurement, because we thought him being the CEO of Supermetrics, I mean, this was a tool that I was using. I know Julian and I both were using this. Many of you probably using it back in the day when it was just like a Google Sheets thing that would use to improve Google Sheets. And then all of a sudden, it just exploded when Data Studio came out. All these different connectors, and they absolutely were in the right spot at the right time, took advantage of it, executed well, and took a ton of market share. But in the adoption of that tool and how fast they've expanded it to everything from Data Studio to BigQuery to Sheets and beyond, he's got a very unique standpoint of where you need to be when it comes to measurement, how we need to think about it. Because like when Julian and I were first trained, in fact, we were talking about this off camera yesterday, Julian and I, when we first started our companies to show people how to do all this stuff, it was just Google Analytics. Do you remember the good old days of Google Analytics only, Julian? Holy cow. Now, then there's Tag Manager. Then they went from version 1 to version 2. Then there was server side. Now, then Data Studio, actually Data Studio first, then server side, then app and web, then GA4. And then it just keeps piling up. And there's just going to be more versions, more features, more stuff.
Yeah, more to talk about.
And a lot to talk about, right? So it's like all these different measurement things coming together, and how to think about that as an organization, how to make sure that your measurement's being done properly. So again, that it's useful, you're connecting the dots where you need it. And as the organization grows, how your measurement will change, how that structure will change. And he's got some different phases that he walked through, which I thought were pretty useful. So that's what that one's about.
All right, something to look forward to. And then the star of the evening, Fred Pike. The smallest guy, about tracking microconversions in GA4. Now, GA4 is a hot topic, and we had several talks, actually. I don't know if you saw all of them. We had a talk from Julius from Analytics Mania. We had a talk from Krista Seiden. And yep. Here also now Fred will talk about microconversions in GA4. And this will be a very actionable talk where we will be discovering what you can all track. And yeah, Fred is also one of the prize sponsors, so we'll get to his prizes in a second here as well. So something to look forward to at this fine evening. And then wrapping up the speaker portion of the evening, the man with the mustache, Amradeep, talking about optimizing for accessibility. And this was an interesting one for me, at least, because he really, I mean, everybody has a focus field and what they're talking about. And Amradeep is definitely very deep into the UX part of it. And one of the surprising facts that came out of his talk is really how important this accessibility is, the features that you have on your website in order to maintain accessibility. Because there is a target group that some people might be completely missing if they are not optimizing for accessibility. So that's something you can look forward to in Amradeep's talk. And then, last but not least, these two guys that have made it somehow onto the speaker roster. But you don't have
we made it. Will be our final recap and closing at the end as we part our way out of MeasureSummit. Yes, and of course, big prizes.
And then we will have a
more recaps.
A big closing party alone in our streams here. No, we will have a little bit of an announcement and obviously tons of prizes that are still coming out. So you shouldn't miss the recap and the closing. And then we can talk and get all our one things in there. And yeah, we will let you know how we proceed with MeasureSummit. And then there's a big announcement. We will retire from streaming and become professional game streamers. And you will be following us on Twitch.
We learned the streaming thing, right? We'll see us on Twitch next. Exactly.
Battling us in Fortnite. Yeah. Okay.
Should we go through the prizes?
Let us talk about really quickly. Let's go through the prizes. Let me just switch over here and see where I have the prizes. We also should talk about the second stage speakers. Well, that's maybe quickly. We also have second stage speaker for today. So on the right side, you find the second stage speakers in the little overview. You also on the top, you'll find a button called second stage where you find those as well. So check them out and we'll go through them in a second here as well. But before that, we want to go through prizes and see everybody is excited about prizes. So let's as well.
Prizes. It's part of the reason I wanted to bring it up. Yep.
The scavenger hunt is still on. What is the scavenger hunt, Mercer?
So the scavenger hunt, measure.com, there you go, measuresummit.com/hunt. is a scavenger hunt. So remember, that's where you go into the virtual booths. You can check out all the virtual booths, just answer questions about the virtual booths. Encourages everybody to go through there. It's kind of like, with the live event, you have the little passports so that they give you sometimes to go and go through the little marketplaces that they have set up. Same kind of concept here, except that we will give you more than one prize. It's more than one raffle. It's all sorts of prizes. So the sooner you get that in, the more chances you have to win. So I know many people had also done that over the last 24 hours. So we saw more entries coming in, but get them in. So if you haven't done it yet, now's the time, because this is closing out. But we can only give out prizes while we are streaming live.
So if you go offline,
we're not giving out prizes after that. So we have 5 hours left, 5.5 hours left, to get rid of all these prizes. So get your scavenger hunts in there, and of course, even if you win a prize, you stay there, so you can keep going on and on. And on.
Yeah, and you shouldn't forget that sometimes the stream goes down, and then we cannot give out prizes. So better get your answer in there fast before we lose power or something else happens. Okay, what prizes can you actually win? Well, we have a ton of them. Some of them are already gone. You have missed out, unfortunately. Some of them have already found a new owner. But let's go and see what's still available. We still have MeasureSummit All Access Passes. So if you don't know what the All Access Pass is, with this All Access Pass, you get access to all of the recordings of MeasureSummit, even those that have already passed on Tuesday, for example. And you can watch them at your convenience on a big screen TV. At home, hopefully with some favorite drink.
You should definitely watch us on the big screen. It's so much more fun on the big screen.
And you can still get them up there. You find also our All Access Pass if you haven't yet gone in and purchased it. We still have a UX audit that you can get from Amradeep. Again, Amradeep is from Conversions Matter, and he will be talking today. So we will giving that out after his talk. We still have a s'mores kit from Northwoods.
Ooh, look at that. There's something different on this slide now.
There's something different, and I don't know if you can see this. It's a little bit hidden behind the plus. But Fred was gracious enough to email us and says, hey, we found another s'mores kit. So we're actually giving out 2 s'mores kits. And so your chances have just doubled to, you could take your s'mores and put them together, and then you have like a double s'mores. Is that a thing?
More s'mores. So remember, that's another US only one though. So we gotta make sure to, gotta make sure we have US winners for that one too.
Yeah, we will see. But we'll see. Maybe Fred will like import it to Europe at some point, and then.
I know Fred had emailed us saying there was, when he goes like Super Week, the big conference out in Hungary for that Metro conference, so maybe he brings some s'mores out to help spread.
That's true. They always have a huge fire going on.
I mean, it's built for that. Yeah. Holy cow, it's built for that. It's a perfect idea, Fred. That's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
S'mores will be in Hungary.
Okay, then we still have a CAPI consultation. CAPI, yeah. CAPI consultation by Stockton Fisher from Greater Than Marketing. You might have heard his talk on the second day. I had some really good feedback about that as well. So if you are into wanting to set that up, that might be the perfect combination.
Yeah, especially if you're an agency, like that would be fantastic because you're going to be dealing a lot with that. But it doesn't matter. Like anybody that's got interest in how to get things back to Facebook and improve things, he knows his stuff for sure.
And then we have still a guide from Talia Wolf. So again, amazing feedback about Talia's talk on 2 days ago, I think it was. Time goes fast.
This is on the using emotion to improve conversions.
Right, yeah. And she has written a guide, a complete guide to landing page optimization. So this might sound like a little bit of just a blog post or something. No, it's an ebook that is actually multiple pages long. And she uses this with clients to go through and say, okay, you need to look at this part, and this part. It's very actionable content. And she's giving one of those out to a favorite winner. Then we still have 2 measurement framework consultation projects from our sponsor, ListenLayer, as well. And
we've given away one of them, so we've got 2 more that we'll do today.
Right. And
then, of course,
Measurement Marketing.io
swag, right? Got the calculator, got the pencil. Again, I use these things all the time. Here's my pen. It's a calculator. I use them constantly. These are like necessary measurement tools, figuring out conversion rates, my little napkin math that I start to do. So we've got a couple of those kits.
All right.
We can give away.
Cool.
And I'll ship those anywhere. I don't care. I'll pay $100 to ship it.
Wow.
Doesn't matter. I want you to have them. They're incredible tools. So that's a worldwide audience there.
Oh yeah, and past prizes, just so you can see what we already given away. The Supermetrics swag is not available. Measure Masters from Measure School is not available anymore. We gave away yesterday the Kindle version. We found Kate to give it to because this was also US only. The Measurement Marketing Academy was also given away to a lucky winner. And we had CMOS course server-side tagging is also gone. And the GTM Masterclass from Julius from Analytics Mania. So these were the prizes. Again, go ahead and enter at MeasureSummit.com/hunt. And we'll be also giving away some prizes with One Things. So if you are new to One Things, yeah, what are One Things?
So the one things for those that have not been playing along so far on the first few days, just your one learning, like what's the thing that you found value? So what we're doing right now is the hashtag one thing for Measure Summit 2021, just so far today, just to sort of see what everybody found valuable. What was the thing of the last 3 days, right? That you've seen, whether it's from second stage or the main stage. Speaking of second stage, I want to make sure that we mention the 2 that we have coming up today. So, and there'll be about a half hour, give or take, as soon as we start the actual live event, or the actual event, which will be at the top of the hour. Remember, this is just pre-show. So at the top of the hour, we will flip those on, and they will be available in the second stage section as well. Today we've got Julie Brade,
Hold on,
who works with us over at Measurement Marketing.
We actually have some slides here.
Oh, look at that. Visuals. So Julie Brade, so speaking about bringing measurement to the table, this is kind of, because she runs so many different client accounts for us at MeasureMarketing.io, she had come to us and said, well, maybe there's a good talk there about how to work with clients and get them to the point where measurement is coming to the front of the conversation versus the afterthought. And this is a trend we're starting to see in a lot of organizations, is they're starting to catch on for something that you and I already know is a thing, which is that measurement really should be brought in early to when you're figuring out how to plan the customer journey, the funnels, the websites, or whatever else. Because how else do we know, unless we measure for certain results, if the website's working the way it's supposed to? But most of the time what happens is everybody does their stuff, and then they tap us and they say, as measurement people, they say, hey, what's going on with this? What's the conversion rate for that? What's this? And then we're supposed to have these answers, but sometimes the setup's not in place because they didn't tell us they were doing this stuff. So how do you get measurement to be part of the conversation earlier so that it's at the front of the planning stage? And she's done a pretty good job with our clients on that. So she's going to be sharing some tips for that. That's what the second stage is from Julie Brade. And then also we have John Limbacher. So John is going through the new ranking game. He comes from an SEO background, which I thought was kind of a cool topic. So, because we don't have any talking about SEO specifically as it relates to measurement, but his concept is around SEO and then the whole AI machine learning stuff that's going on, and how can we actually start to take advantage of that stuff to improve SEO as well. So that's what John's talk is about. So again, both of John and Julie will be on second stage in about roughly a half hour, a few minutes after we officially start with Stefan's main stage presentation. We'll unlock second stage, and you will see all of them in the second stage, which is above. So if you look above, you'll see it says the second stage, and you will see everybody there. We're keeping that fully unlocked during the entire event so that you can go back and watch those as many times as you want, all the second stage.
Let me actually show this, the second stage here. Perfect. So we have Enrique here, Alex Langher.
And all of these are available to watch now. So everybody can watch those right now. They're all unlocked. Now, speaking of, I mentioned the unlock stuff. So that's all access pass. So all access pass members, you won't notice any difference as long as you're logging in with your all access pass, because it'll just be there for you. But everybody else, you're going to start to see the sessions get closed down, and they kind of go behind the scenes for all access pass members. So the all access pass members, you get everything. So if you've liked a certain one that you want to watch or you weren't able to watch and you want to make sure you've got the recordings for it, that's how you get it, is with the all access pass. So thank you for the hundreds already that have purchased all access pass. Also, the All Access Pass, we will be adding in recordings. I got some emails, some questions about that. Or sorry, not recordings, the download link. So we'll be doing that. You'll have transcripts. You will have the chat log. So all of that stuff is being added as it's available. So we try to get the best that we can for while it's open, but most of that will probably end up being for All Access Pass, just because it's going to take us some time to get all those in. So that's another benefit to that as well. So you retain everything that you see here as an All Access Pass member. You get everything. Nothing ever gets locked out for you. And it just gets better because you get all this extra stuff that's put into place. Just as a side note, again, when it comes to the pricing, the event pricing is $197. Once the event is over, it'll go to $297. So if you're kind of thinking about it and think there might be some value there, this is the time to make that call today. So to get your All Access Pass before the pricing goes up after MeasureSummit is over.
Yeah, and I don't want to encourage anything, but I think we don't have such a strict access rule that you buy this for the company. Other people in your company might also get value from this. I actually made a video, so I don't know, that's not the nicest shot of me, but you can watch this little video that we have just added as well. Cool. The chat is already roaring. Fred says Julie is super smart. I'm sure her talk will be great. Well, Fred is also super smart. His talk will also be super great. And we will see. I can't scroll up. That's always the weird thing with my...
Yeah, Julie's a rock star. So again, she works with us over at MeasureMarket.io. We hired her, I think 7 years almost, 6 to 7 years ago. As a digital marketing assistant, and she came in and then started learning Google Analytics and then eventually Tag Manager and then took over teaching it. And she works with our private guided training clients, our digital marketing clients. Like she's absolutely exceptional. So it's definitely gonna be worth watching her stuff.
Sebastian wants to have next year Kinder Surprise for EU only. Do you know this little egg?
Yeah.
Do you have these in the US?
I do not have that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
is Kinder Surprise a thing?
Yeah. It's like a little egg where you have inside. You have like a toy. It's a chocolate egg.
No.
I guess that's what he's referring to.
If I Google Kinder Surprise, is that gonna show up something I shouldn't see? Let's see, Kinder Surprise. Let's see what pops up. Because there you go. We can exchange s'mores.
Yeah, we should have more
Kinder Surprises.
I don't know. Our European speakers who are not.
Oh, look at that.
We're not. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could even put it onto a s'more, like as the chocolate. I don't know. How long it would hold.
Good to know. All right. So there's Sebastian's. This is what I love about MeasureSummit. We have an entire world of individuals sharing their culture across, and we all speak this unified language of measurement. So
Nora says it's illegal in the US. Okay. Probably. Some weird rules. Unless you sell it with a gun. No, I don't know.
Oh, man.
Oh, you guys have it there as well? Okay.
Oh, it looks like we have it. We just have to...
Kinder Surprise. Okay, yeah, it's called Kinder Surprise.
I'm probably not their market, so that's probably why I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah.
But if I had kids, maybe, I'd be like, oh, yeah, get the Kinder Surprise. But now I know what they look like. Yeah. There you go.
Although
Kinder Surprise
they melt like really, really easily, so I don't know if they would make it in the...
All right.
Oh, so, it is really that Kinder Surprise is illegal in the US? No idea why. Or is that just a joke? I don't get it. Okay.
Oh, now I'm curious. No.
Oh, yeah. Because of the toy inside, it's a choking hazard. It could be.
Oh.
The US has like some really weird rules.
Wait, okay. Hang on. I thought this was like food inside food. But what you guys are doing is you're putting not food inside food. And then you give it to kids?
Right. It's an egg.
Europeans, you guys are all about survival of the fittest. We're like, hey,
but it's like Easter eggs, right? It's like an Easter egg. So you have like an egg, and inside you have these.
But it's a chocolate egg.
Yeah.
So you eat the chocolate egg, and then you don't eat the toy.
No, there's like a huge other thing in there that holds whatever is inside. So
I see the issue. I see.
Next time we will do I'll get an overshot camera. And we will do a unboxing of a Kinder Surprise egg.
That is the one thing there you go. I was thinking, how are we going to level up MeasureSummit 2022? Because we did so much cool stuff this time. That's what we need. We need the overhead camera so we can do the unboxings. There you go.
Yeah.
And now I've learned a thing or two about. That's why I haven't seen them. The Kinder Surprise. Not here unless you know somebody in the black market. So those of you who are saying it's in the US, we know you got connections to Europe.
Okay, there are two versions apparently.
One that makes sense you could eat.
Okay.
It's good to know. All right. So we got Kinder Surprises. We got s'mores. Let's chat, if we can, also about the virtual booths and our sponsors.
Yeah, let's do the sponsor thing.
So make sure that we
this,
thank them if we go too far down the rabbit hole.
Who makes this all possible?
Exactly.
Let's maybe start out. Let me see. I will go with a video this time. Let's go with this video. So let's talk quickly about Supermetrics. So Supermetrics, if you don't know, is our diamond sponsor who was graciously enough to sponsor MeasureSummit and makes this all possible for everybody here. And they have a tool that enables you to connect all of your different sources of data together and then pipe them into a tool where you might want to work with that data further, like a BigQuery, like your own data warehouse. And they have these connectors. They have built these connectors. And obviously, it's also possible to write your own connectors, but this is really painful. So they have taken that painful step and built this robust little, well, I would call it like pipelining tool around this, where you can do much more than just like pull data from Google Analytics and put it into Google Data Studio or into your sheets, but really have built something where you can push your data back and forth. It's kind of like the Zapier for your data. So check out Supermetrics, and thank you, Supermetrics, for sponsoring MeasureSummit 2021. Then we have Listen Layer. Mercer, you want to do Listen Layer?
Yeah, Listen Layer it's just one of the coolest concepts I have ever heard of, because it solves so many problems I know that we have as a team when we're setting up measurement. It's literally just a piece of script you put on the page, and then it sets up listeners. You sort of turn it on so it starts listening for certain things. For example, if you're using HubSpot, you can turn on that listener. It'll listen for HubSpot form interactions, and as soon as it sees those or hears those, I guess, in terms of listening, it pushes it into the data layer. So then as a tag manager professional, you can go to the data layer, grab the information you need, without having to necessarily go to a dev resource and say, hey, I need you to set up this thing so, to report back, which of course is what you normally would have to do if you don't have the skill set. You got to work with a developer. Well, in this case, they did that for HubSpot, for Unbounce, for a whole bunch of other stuff. And they're doing new listeners all the time. They are really, really cool when it comes to, oh, you're using that tech now? Oh, you're using Vimeo or Wistia or whatever. They are always opening up new listeners to listen for different platforms that are out there. So if there's a tool that you're using, a platform that you're using, you want a listener for, they'll develop it. And then it just gets kind of put in that whole pot, which I think is great. So it's just a matter of, it's kind of like Supermetrics has different connectors, and Listen Layer's got different listeners, and you can buy different packages. They have a free version as well, what I would absolutely encourage everybody to try. But this is just it solves such a big problem, because it used to be you had to go through the tech, you had to try to get tag manager on certain codes, especially on iframes, maybe with HubSpot forms or something, and it's challenging. But with this, it sits on top of everything, listens in the background, and just pushes stuff to the data layer, which is all you're trying to get anyway. The data layer is the best place for signals to come when it comes from a measurement perspective anyway, because it's all in one place. And Listen Layer helps us to get there. So I thought, it was absolutely something worth looking for. And thank you again, Listen Layer, for sponsoring MeasureSummit 2021 as well.
Yes, and then we come to our sponsors here. We want to do a little bit of a tour just to show you what we have available. Maybe in a second you can share your screen. I'm sharing here our screen of Measure Masters. So in Measure Masters, you get all the access to our premium courses and resources around measurement, from courses like about server-side tagging. This is just something I've been cooking up the last few weeks. Google Analytics Essentials training, Facebook pixel tracking, and so on. We also have some tech courses in here. So some time ago, I did something about JavaScript for GTM, for example. And these are like the learning resources, but Measure Masters is so much more. Within our membership, you also get access to all the resources that I have developed over the years, little templates, little tools that we have available. Our demo shop, for example, which people use in order to learn Google Tag Manager. And then we also do these kind of live things all the time. Not only me, we had Simo on, for example, but then we had some other speakers. Look at this guy as well, who came on to talk about building a measurement agency. So that's something, if that's something that interests you, you can definitely check out Measure Masters at measureschool.com/measuremasters. And yeah, we also have a community and a little bit of coaching section where I help people out individually as well. And then we also obviously have our sponsor, Measurement Marketing. Let me just pull up Mercer's screen so we can also see what he has shared.
All right, should be seeing that now.
Hold on, I will Skype screen share. Yep. And I'm going to switch over.
All right, so this is inside of the Measurement Marketing Academy that we have for our members. So basically these 6 blocks you'll have access to. The win courses, which I'll cover in just a second. We have on-demand workshops as well. We have Ask Instructor support, because we know you're going to need help. And so we have instructors standing by to help you out with that. We have our own Winner Circle community, of course. And of course, the toolbox is our resources. So quickly showing the courses, we organize these by date because we do a new course every 4 to 6 weeks on average. It's either an update to an existing course, like Google Analytics Forge, we did 3 times this year so far, and I'm sure we'll do again in another 4 months or so, or new ones that we have, like the Measurement Marketing Framework. We always have organized by topic as well. So whatever you're looking for is back there in terms of courses. In addition, of course, server side, et cetera. In addition to that, we have our on-demand workshops. So we do new workshops every week. So we've got the most recent one up here, and then Academy members have access to all of the other ones that have been edited down, what we call student editions. So you can go back here, organized by topic. So what's new for us is every month we go through and find all the latest and greatest from Tag Manager and Analytics and Data Studio and all the upgrades, make sure everyone's familiar with the latest features of those tools. So we have that. Getting started, different topics, maybe that aren't big enough for a specific course, but are important to talk about. Beyond Basics, same sort of concept, but a little more detailed. And then Strategy Session is really for those who maybe aren't doing the implementation, but you need to think about it. Because I think that's some of the secret sauce, which is why we also have strategy courses as well. So how do you think about measurement? What are the important numbers to measure and why? That sort of stuff. So how do you forecast? How do you optimize? So we put those back here as well. We also have a resources tab. Julian mentioned he's got his. We've got ours that we've also developed. So we have those, as well as Get It Done guides, which is new for the Academy. This is where once we teach, how to use Tag Manager and Analytics and Data Studio, it's like, here's how to combine those skills to create something really cool. Like we have this Eyes on the Journey report that we show people how to build, kind of like a little craft kit. So we have that stuff back there as well. And then I mentioned the Ask Instructor support. This is a little different. It's way beyond the I lost my password kind of support system, though we have that too. This is for when you have a question, you can go to an actual instructor. So we ask a question, you pop the question up here, love screenshots and videos, send us those. Goes to our instructors within 24 business hours. They give you answers back. Most of the time it's in form of a video or screenshots as well. And it's kind of like if you could call me over or Julian over, whoever, and say like, hey, can you look at my screen and show me what's going on here? Either how to think about it, strategy stuff, or the actual how to implement it. That's what's back here. So, we kind of built this knowing that people are going to need help with it. So courses and workshops are back there to help you kind of 24/7 whenever you need it. Ask the instructors there to help you customize things and get some answers. So that is the Measurement Marketing Academy.
And of course, thank you for Measurement Marketing for making this all possible and sponsoring MeasureSummit as well. All right. But we are also kind of sponsored by all the kind people here in the chat. So thank you for attending and making this all possible and making this so interactive. And people are having great discussions, hanging out. And I'd love to hear, maybe you already have some feedback, what we could do better, what we could do worse. Obviously, the tech side is always something we're trying to improve. But if you have anything, we will have a survey.
We're gonna have a survey, right? At the end. So we'll give everybody the survey link toward the end to do that. So I'm gonna put them. Just because I don't want people putting it in chat and then we miss it. So I want to make sure we keep it all in that survey. But think about that. Like what's the things you want to see for 2022? The good, bad, and the ugly, because we want to hear the feedback. Just like you're giving feedback to the speakers. Speaking of, I'm going to drop that link in there to make sure everyone has that. So this is for all speakers. So second stage speakers, the main stage speakers, everybody's back there. That's currently gone already. Obviously today we'll release the rest of them, but give the feedback to our speakers because they desperately want that. They need that data. That is their version of data to see kind of what's working, what's not, what makes sense for you, what doesn't. And so it's completely anonymous, and we'll give that to the speakers as well because they've already asked us about that. So make sure that you have that.
Right. Thank you very much. And Yeah, let's also mention our notes. So yesterday we had notes as well. We have crowdsourced notes. So what are those? Let me just show you again on my screen here. You can go over to MeasureSummit.com/notes, and this will
Just put that in the chat as well.
redirect you to a little document here. Oh, this is a bit small for you guys to see. A little document here.
And everyone's done an incredible job with this. This is excellent.
Yeah. And yeah, anybody who follows the talk can leave some notes in here. And yeah, we have some. What are the notes for our pre-show today? Anybody has written something yet?
I don't think we have any pre-show notes. That's probably good that we don't have those. That we're like, all right, more s'mores, more socks, and more Kinder surprises.
Yeah. So I'd love to hear my notes for everybody who, and we obviously have the document available for everybody. Probably then close it down and make it view only at some point, but you are still welcome to leave some day 4 session notes in there as well. Cool. Back here.
All right, so we give out some prizes and then we'll take a little bio break.
Yeah, let's do.
We'll kick this thing
Do you
off
want to do
officially.
a prize from the giveaway from the hunt?
Let's do one prize from the hunt and one from the one things.
Okay.
So get your one things in. If you haven't gotten your one thing already, we already have the ones that were doing it from earlier on. Even the ones that were where we weren't broadcasting live in the room, we got all those. So you're captured. You got all your one things. But if you have a new one thing, put it in there. So let's do the hunt first, and we'll do the most recent list of that.
Okay. I got the most recent list ready. Do you want to?
Perfect.
What is the prize we are giving away? Should we do an all access pass?
Let's do an all access pass. So we'll do an all access pass for the hunt.
Hunt. Okay. Then I will go
I am
over.
ready. So you're still sharing your screen, just
Yeah.
FYI. There we go.
Here we go.
Perfect. Roll. Perfect.
So,
all right.
We already have all the names in, and if you don't know how this works, we will have a little animation going here with your name on it. You might see your name, you might not see your name, because there are a lot of names in there now. And after 5-6 seconds, we will draw the winner automatically through the power of JavaScript. Will be randomly selected from this little code that not I have written. I have stolen from CodePen. So, okay, let's go ahead and play another game. Everybody excited? Then we want a drum roll, please. And the winner is Melvin Fu. Wasn't Melvin Fu
All right.
in there yesterday already?
That was I think they won before. I remember that name.
Yeah, me too.
So let me make sure, because now I'm gonna ask about your data set, because Melvin Fu does not seem like a good first name, and all of these scavenger hunts use actual first names.
Ah,
So
okay. Then we have
gotta make sure
then we
that
have
the
a data set that is stale. Okay, here's a test. Here's a test. This is not for real right now. Yeah, this one is the right data set. Okay.
That's
Okay.
the right data set. Okay.
Okay, we have now the
perfect.
right data set. So again,
Melvin, if you're here, I know Melvin Fu because last time
true.
Melvin Fu won.
these
one
were
thing,
still the names from
but they weren't there.
from this
but,
chat.
But Melvin Fu, if you're here, just pop it in chat, and then we'll get you something.
Okay.
But you weren't here last time, so you missed it. Yeah, I didn't claim last time because he wasn't here live. But talk about that. If anybody knows Melvin Fu,
Yeah, maybe he's like
All right.
the lucky winner of everything. Okay, let's do another round here. Drum roll.
all right, drum roll.
And the winner is Anna. Anna, you won.
All right,
You get an all access
perfect.
pass.
Congratulations, got him. All right, so I am just putting you down for that.
Anna's also in
And
the
then we
chat.
will reach out and make sure that you get a
Yeah,
all access pass.
congratulations. Now, if you want to be nice, then maybe you don't participate in the next one. If you already won something, right? You want to give other people a chance to. But
I don't. I think that's the whole point. That's why you should, if you got this in on Tuesday, that means all of these you're in the drawing for. I think
No, I
that's,
mean,
hey, I
the
like
hunt
it.
is going with double names, but if you go through the chat and yeah, anyways, you do what you have to do. We'll go this way.
Yes. And let's do the
Oh,
one
let
thing.
me
So this will be
hear.
the one
I
thing
think
now.
he
Here's
needs
what
to
they did say.
have this as well. So congratulations.
Oh, there you go. Excellent. Little confetti.
As well.
Perfect. So you are going to be set up. I'm just going to reach out to you directly since you happen to be here, Lorna.
So you get a private message from Mr. Mercer. You can ask him all your measurement questions.
All right, there we go.
And
Got him
yeah,
in
we
the
have
private chat.
about 10 minutes left to Stefan Hamel's talk. So don't miss that one. It will be quite an interesting one because Stefan is such a
And
thought
I
leader.
didn't honestly, I didn't put together that he was Da Vinci.
Yeah,
tools
he.
until you mentioned it. So it was like, because I noted, I've heard the name a million times, but
Yeah.
it was, I always think Da Vinci tools separate from the person behind it, because I've used Da Vinci tools, obviously. I'm sure many people
So
have.
I think
before
also
they switched to Supermetrics and Acca.
was it Analytics Demystified or the other company? No, it was Cardinal Path. So for some time he was working with Cardinal Path, and then he started developing this little extension called WASP, Web Analytics Solution Profiler. And then when he left Cardinal Path, they took that over. So they are still maintaining it. And then he was like a freelance digital digital consultant and an analyst consultant, helping a lot of people out to get their measurement right. And then at some point, I was talking to him. I think it was at Super Week 2016 or something. He was like, "Yeah, I'm completely concentrating on this tool right now that I'm building, Da Vinci tools," and had a rapid development. He added a lot of features. I actually wanted to use it quite a bit, but I couldn't because in the videos I need to keep it as clean as possible. And he had like this little icon there on the top, and then people were asking me.
I'm the same way, because our screens then look different from somebody else's, right? When you're training it, and they're like, "Why does your screen look different?" So we can't use it as trainers all that much.
Right.
But it's an incredible tool.
And yeah, and he always was the guy who had some really smart ideas around everything. So Nora already says he is super excited for his talk. Stefan is one of the smartest people. That is absolutely true. And the maturity model is definitely one of the bigger accomplishments that Stefan has had. And we are looking forward to his talk in just a few minutes here. Okay, you want to do the other giveaway?
Let's do one more.
Okay.
Yep. So this one will be for, let's see.
Let me just update my stale data set here.
Yes, we gotta make sure that's in place. So let's do let's do this. How about this? This is thinking on our feet here. You're gonna have an option of either Fred's S'mores Kit,
the first
or
S'mores Kit,
the MeasureMarketing.io swag.
Okay.
And that is because whoever wins, no matter what, if we can set, if you're in the US, you technically would have the option, right? Or we'll do the swag. I'll just do that. That way we don't have to go through a bunch of people to find somebody in the US, because we're such an international audience. It might take us a little while.
Okay, let me just put a
How's
line in the chat here. Not that we have people coming in. What is going on with my keyboard? I love it when the
logo removal should be a paid feature. That's funny. Yep. All right.
Okay.
So now we've got our one things in.
We have our one things in the chat. We had some great ones. If you can find them, Mercer, we can put them into the chat here. Manola said, GA4 session, I'll change data retention settings to all GA accounts I manage. That's a great one thing. And we had one from Leticia. It's all about tracking data. One thing is all about tracking data.
Yep.
So you are.
I like this. Oops.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, there's. I clicked on Marcy's accidentally because the chat room was moving when I was clicking, but I like hers too. But there was one in here about never miss a MeasureSummit with Chantel's that I just lost. but I thought that was a good one thing too.
I
So
see that one.
there we go. Never miss a MeasureSummit.
Yeah.
My favorite one thing.
Well,
Absolutely.
it's a 2-year thing, so you didn't have many chances to miss it. Okay.
All right. Well, let's
Let
do
me
it.
just reload my screen here and switch over. Everybody ready to play a little game? Then you are entered. Everybody who had a one thing in there entered above the line that I just posted. And drum roll, please. The winner is Sasha.
Sasha. All right. So Sasha, if you want to say howdy in the chat, and then I'm going to grab you and we'll go into a little private chat and I'll get your details there, what you're looking for. Congratulations.
Sasha might be one of the ones that was like super early, right? I saw his name at the beginning. So he might not be here.
They were in there. All right, we'll wait a minute or so for Sasha. Does anybody know? Oh, there we go. There's Sasha.
Right.
Okay, perfect. Good job. All right.
Although it makes me think. I don't want to. I need to tell you this offline in just a second here. Okay, coming up here. First of all, take care of your prize, Sasha. Congratulations again. Coming up in a second here is Stefan Hamel. Don't miss it. And we'll go into a little break before we will hear from Stefan Hamel and his talk about trust and fairy dust. Something. It was a good title. So we'll see you at the end in a second. See you there.
All right. Thanks.